Welcome, everyone, to our final meeting of the Charter Review Commission. Everyone should have the agenda in front of them. We're gonna call to order. Roll call. We'll go over policies, procedures, vote on it, our letter of summation review, and then adjourn. So first up, roll call. Halen Pilgrim, here. David Rogers. Corinne Bell. Tamla Boyd. Rosa Blackwell Lawrence.
Here.
Brian Dreyer. Anitra Hadley.
Here.
Mary Kingsley.
Here.
Eileen Lambert.
Here.
Dolores Lopez. Gita Morris.
Here.
Kevin Morrison.
Here.
Monica Whiting Hogan. Sorry, I always say it wrong.
Monica Whiting Hogan's present.
Monica Whiting Hogan. Erin McGarry. Susan Lally. And I'd like to bring to everyone's attention that we do have quorum today. So in front of you, you should see the policies and procedures. Everyone should have read this before. So we can open it up to questions and comments.
Or motion.
Or motion. Yes.
I move that we accept the Mount Vernon Charter Revision Commission policies and procedures. The final draft, October 1st, 2025.
Second. All right, shall we vote? I'll go through. Haley Pilgrim, yes. Rosa Blackwell Lawrence,
Yes.
Anitra Hadley,
Yes.
Mary Kingsley,
Yes.
Eileen Lambert,
Yes.
Kevin Morrison, Monica Whiting Hogan.
Yes.
Well, we have it.
Gita.
Gita Morris. All right. So now we have the letter of summation review. I'd like to read this into the record to the mayor. It begins, Mount Vernon Charter Revision Commission. Oh, no, it doesn't. It begins, Mount Vernon Charter Review Commission summary statement to the Honorable Sean Patterson Howard, Mayor, City of Mount Vernon, honorable members of the Mount Vernon City Council, City of Mount Vernon residents and stakeholders on the date of November 1st, 2025. The Mount Vernon Charter Review Commission, henceforth considered Charter Commission, extends its sincere gratitude to the Mount Vernon community for its engagement throughout this important process. We extend thanks to the mayor, comptroller, city council, corporation council, commissioners, staff, and the residents and stakeholders who contributed thoughtful feedback, attended meetings, and participated in public discussions. In July of 2025, the Charter Commission released a draft final report that included a recommendation to amend the charter via two ballot proposals. One, transitioning Mount Vernon from a mayor council form of government to a council manager model. And two, eliminating the elected comptroller position in favor of an appointed commissioner of finance. After discussion, the Charter Commission voted not to adopt the final report, which included the two ballot proposals. While the proposed charter amendments were not approved to be included on the November ballot, the Charter Commission did conduct and include charter revision recommendations in its draft final report that can be enacted legislatively. These charter revision recommendations can be found on Appendix H of the draft final report, particularly certain items in the quote-unquote Green Team Subcommittee report, which the Charter Commission determined could be implemented via legislation during its deliberations. Many of the potential charter revisions that are included in the subcommittee report were developed in consultation with city leaders and staff, and therefore we encourage the administration and city council to review these recommendations and adopt and implement those that will allow the city government to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of its operations. As current residents and former members of the Charter Commission, we remain available to provide any necessary context and additional information needed as it relates to these recommendations.
Purpose and accomplishments. The Charter Commission was established to conduct a comprehensive review of the city charter to increase governmental effectiveness, accountability, and efficiency. During its term, the Charter Commission collaborated with legal and governance experts to compare Mount Vernon's charter with others in New York State and beyond, reviewed proposals designed to strengthen fiscal management, ethics, and operational structure in city government, Following the July vote, developed a comprehensive set of policies and procedures to govern commission operations, emphasizing fairness, inclusion, and public transparency. These materials are documented and preserved for use by future charter commissions to support continuity, efficiency, and progress.
Lessons and recommendations. From its work and deliberations, the commission offers the following guiding recommendations for future bodies. 1, establish policies early. The first action of any new commission should be to adopt policies and procedures that define expectations, clarify responsibilities, and ensure equitable participation. 2, foster open dialogue. The chair should promote respectful and inclusive discussion where every commission member has an equal voice and vote. 3, ensure fair decision-making. All commission work products should be reviewed by Corporation Council and approved by a majority vote before advancement. 4, encourage constructive input. Municipal officials and staff should be invited to share insights regarding charter challenges without fear of reprisal. These recommendations reflect our belief that strong processes build strong governance and that collaboration is essential for future success.
Closing reflection. The Charter Commission's work has laid a vital foundation for continued charter modernization. We urge city leaders to build upon this effort with full transparency and accountability, reviewing subcommittee reports, utilizing the adopted policies and procedures, and advancing appropriate revisions through legislative action where possible. We remain grateful for the opportunity to serve and encourage our elected officials to move swiftly to review and enact the recommended charter revisions where appropriate. With appreciation, the 2024-2025 Mount Vernon Charter Review Commission.
With that, we'd like to open it up to questions and comments
One motion.
or motion.
I move that we approve this. What? Second.
All right, shall we vote? Let's just go around in a circle
To vote or to give
to
it?
vote.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
so moved. Now we have adjournment in our fastest meeting ever.
I have a comment.
Oh.
Mayor.
No,
Truly, I want to thank you for your work. Thank you for hanging in there. It is not easy serving publicly, whether you're elected, whether you're appointed, whether you're a volunteer. We are in times where public discourse has become challenging and lots of things are frustrating in our country, which trickles all the way down to the local level and from the local level back up. But please know that based on the recommendations of this committee, we did continue to advance forward. A lot of the policies and proposed charter revisions that you had, especially in the Green Team report. And so everything from paving, I believe that's already been adopted. That was easy. So all of the other things have referral letters that have been written. But we realized that some of them had to be done through local law, right? And so the law department is working with the chief of staff to write up those policies so that they can sit, they have to sit for 10 days with the city council before they can be moved forward to the city council and public hearings done. And we are looking to make sure that those policies are adopted before year's end. Just so you know that I'm not saying it, some of those policies included updating and changing the structure of the capital projects board. And so that is something that we've moved forward. And we were speaking with the state about the capital projects board today, and we have like $161 million in projects that we're looking to do over multiple years. Because that was also a suggestion from the state controller that we create a multi-year budget and project priority for capital. Also making sure that we're voting in through local law, the update and adoption of any state building codes, as well as state fire codes within 6 months of adoption of new standards through the New York State Department of State. So those will continue to go forward, that we develop a more streamlined and coordinated process for reviewing planning projects as they come to the planning department. So we have really a single point of entry as opposed, some before people have come to the mayor's office, gone to the IDA, gone to the council, gone to the planning department, but streamlining those processes so everyone is starting at the same place. And everything is being reviewed in sequential order and presented to the land use boards so that we can determine if these are projects that are going to meet the needs of the city of Mount Vernon. Another suggestion that you put in there was updating the civil service job descriptions, especially for exempt employees. At a minimum of every 3 to 5 years. And we are moving forward with that through the civil service office. Trying to think of what were some of the other top of line ones that we had. I believe chief and deputy chief to make sure that those positions were clearly defined
Right.
and were being updated and included in the charter. And I think some of the language we put is not like must, but may or something. So
Right.
if
We
it's
change
funded or
them,
not
yeah.
funded, or we change
Some of the
some of the
verbiage,
structure that, but at least that those are clearly defined and updated within the charter. And I see you have your
Bricks and Mortar Committee and the other.
well, the Bricks and Mortar Committee really is being addressed through the Capital Projects Board. Because the Capital Projects Board traditionally is a land use person, a person from a land use board, 2 city council people, the controller and the city engineer. Those are the standing 5. With the revised and expanded Capital Projects Board, it will include the DPW commissioner, the water commissioner, the building department commissioner, and the planning commissioner, which is the Bricks and Mortar Committee. So that they actually have a real, that it's formalized, and they have votes also on this board to move projects forward, especially since they're the ones that usually have to implement it and have the day-to-day responsibility for administering and carrying out any of the capital needs in the city. So those have been standardized.
That's so exciting. I was writing it down and that's a lot. We
Yeah, and I wanted to say those, and I wanted to repeat them, right? Because they are significant. They do move the needle. These are conversations that you had with staff where they felt that these are some of the things that needed to be updated to kind of line out, flatten out some of the bureaucracy that we know challenges government, but also ensures that there's accountability. I always tell my team, with great authority comes great accountability, right? You have to balance authority and accountability. Everyone wants the authority, but people don't always want the same level of accountability that comes with that authority. And so this provides that, and it's a start, right? With the first iteration of the Charter Review Commission, and what I believe was passed back in 2020, 2021, 2020, we got that there needs to be a charter review every certain number of years. There needs to be a comprehensive plan every certain number of years, that there needs to be reports provided by the controller quarterly, that the audits need to be done. And so, hopefully with the revisions to the comp plan, we have adopted the phase 1 of the comp plan back in 2024, and we're hoping to adopt phase 2 of the comp plan before the end of the year. We are expecting, hopefully within the next 24 hours, the revisions to the second part of the comp plan. The comp plan is a very important guiding document that helps us plan for the future of Mount Vernon. And so we want to make sure that it's done and it's done well. We want an A+, but it might land at an A or an A-. And you continue to make changes and things to that nature. The reports, we got the report today for from the controller. So, 45 days after the close of the quarter. That report is out, giving us an overview of where we are each quarter. So things are moving, like, and with each iteration, this is something that's not going to take another 100 years,
Mhm.
right? And so you continue to move the needle. Each time there are other things that have been identified that, again, we won't have to wait until a charter review commission comes around. I know that there was a blue team, and I did not dive into the blue team's recommendations because that was more fiscal operations. And so I know that is something that the controller will continue to look at, and we're going to continue to look at how we can improve efficiency and effectiveness of government because it only serves the community well, and it also makes our jobs easier because there's more clarity.
Yes.
Hi, everybody. I've only been exposed to you guys for a year. It's been a year. And on behalf of the city council and even the city clerk's office, I know how time, labor intensive. It wasn't just twice a month. You guys did work on the side, the emails, the back and forth, and even as an appointed and even as a community member, I do appreciate all the work and the recommendations. And I just thank you. And I was always here to support the 15 appointed members. So just remember that.
And we appreciate you. We appreciate you very much. Yeah.
And I want you to know the staff appreciates the level to, which they've been heard. Getting the recommendations from the blue team and the green team, they've begun to dig down, in them. We've had multiple conversations since the report came out to see how we could address those. And we're committed, we're committed to forward movement and progress. In no way do we want you to feel at all that your time is wasted. Your time was not wasted at all. It was very much appreciated. And thank you for staying the course.
And thank you to Corporation Council for consistently showing up.
Thank you.
I'm just glad that we were all able to, continue this process
Right.
and finish it.
Yes.
And I think we finished.
Yeah.
This round.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's always another round. There's always another round.
Maybe not for
As I said from the beginning, I always thought that, the final product doesn't have to be a radical change. A final product can be recommendations, right? And that's what we have to go forward because government is hard. And I think a lot of people got to experience some of the things that we experience every day. Right? Hitting walls and trying to go this way and trying to, be in compliance with the law that's always sort of sometimes convoluted and not updated and doesn't make sense. I know the comptroller and I at one point were trying to figure out the tax lien stuff, but actually had to do diagrams to try to figure out what does this say we have to do, along with our other day-to-day jobs. So thank you all because you all certainly made my job very easy. I appreciate you.
And even when it comes down to the budget, right? Because we've even talked about budget and so what I know today, and I'm just going to say it, right? Because it's not a hidden thing. So the 25th is when we would, by the charter, call for a public hearing, and it's the 27th, and that has not happened. Before the end of the week, I expect that to happen as we're still drilling down with numbers. It is a hard time to do the budget as the state is scheduled to lose 90 billion and the county is scheduled to lose money and the city is scheduled to lose money, and we're looking at sales tax revenues and, all of these different things that are happening right now. As I say to my staff, I'll say to you, we're operating in a VUCA environment. And what does VUCA stand for? It's an acronym for volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. And in the midst of that, we are spinning, twirling, dipping, trying to keep up and trying to find the best solutions and do the job that the people voted us in to do and hired us to do in a time period where things are happening that I don't think our country has experienced in our lifetime, if ever, right? So it's challenging. It's challenging, but each day we get up and we come in with the very best intentions of making a positive difference, finding the right partnerships and identifying and executing things that are going to be solution oriented to move us along the continuum towards progress. And thank you for being a part of that.
And just, and not that we necessarily have anybody watching, but in case you had a video this morning about food insecurity.
And we gotta I just want to call it hunger, right? Because when we use the word food insecurity, it's like, I'm not sure. There are people,
So
just hunger. People are hungry.
I know that there are people that will now be hungry with no food stamps. And I put it on my Facebook, but I think we should all share it. The link to where there are food pantries, it's on Feeding Westchester. Is it on the CMV-NYC?
We're updating it.
But it's definitely on Feeding Westchester. You can put your zip code in and it'll tell you wherever there is food assistance. And I said, like, I have a friend that's trying to feed somebody that I know. Please make sure you're providing food that the people eat. And she was like, I'm gonna buy them a turkey for Thanksgiving. And I'm like, they're not going to eat a turkey. You know, let's get them a butterfish. You know, so get what they'll eat or get a food card or cash, whatever. But let's make sure that our efforts go where they should and that we're actually supporting people in the way that they need, not in the way that we think they might need. So if we could all push forward that, because you don't know. I mean, there may be people that you think are just fine that are relying on supplemental funds.
We're gonna, my links chapter, Greater Hudson Valley, we're doing our annual food drive this weekend coming up. So I'll send everybody a flyer. Hopefully we can get it posted.
Yeah, I think the more we put up, the better.
Yeah.
And then part of it, you know, and so I'm going to say this, we definitely appreciate the food drives because most people will bring some things that they have in their home out. But some of the future efforts that will help even more because it's economies of scale is donations, a check, a money order, whatever, to Feeding Westchester, to some of the food pantries that we have here in the city, because then it allows them to
Yes.
go out and purchase the items per pound, you know, at the flat kind of wholesale
Better.
rate, as opposed
We,
to.
yeah, that's it. We do the same, you know, we have the food drive in person. We also have the, you know, where we raise, you know, donations. So I'll send the link. for
So
that
we're
as well.
grateful.
Yeah.
We're grateful. And this is something we all have to do together.
Yeah.
So again, thank you very much for all of your work.
Thank you. Thank you for your support throughout this process as well. And thank you to all of the fellow
right,
commissioners who
yes.
are here. Thank you.
And I want to say this on record, and I want to be very clear. Y'all pushed back. You questioned. I got hard questions. I got weekend emails and, you know, like, what are you doing? We need to understand this and this needs to make sense. And so, you know, people will say, oh, rubber stamps. This was not a rubber stamp. It's not a rubber stamp. And I always tell people I'm the queen of pushback because pushback is never disagreement. It's how I learn. It's how I understand. I ask lots of questions so I can make sure that I understand which way people want to go and that it makes sense where in a way that I can grasp it and then carry that water, right? And carry that water. So it's not resistance as much as it is really trying to make sure I understand on a granular level so that we could move it forward. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, shall we adjourn?
Yes.
The motion to
Motion to adjourn.
All right, everyone in favor?
Aye.
Hi. Hey, you did it.
Did it.
6:28.